Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Cindy Pratiwi. I'm from English department, and my NPM is 18040013. So, before I start the presentation, I will say thank you for Allah Subhanahu wa Taala to give us healthy, so you can watch this video. Okay, the material is Student Ability and Public Speaking at SMK 3 Padang. I will also thank you for my lecturer to give me time to presentation about our material. I also thank you for my lecturer to give me the time for explanation about my material. One is background. English language has important function in Indonesia. Apart from being used in internet communication, this is also need to get knowledge, technology, job position, promotion, and even this time there are many scholarship award to foreign countries. However, the problem that often arise that many students find it difficult to speak English for many reasons. The most common problem is the students are often not fluent in speaking English. Well, that's due to lack habit to English. And the second, students often seem to think first about what to talk about, and the third is the lack of vocabulary they have. And from the problem above, it can be concluded that practice is the most important thing in speaking. Getting used speaking English will help a lot speaking problem. When the problem speaking is on vocabulary, there are many ways to make help. Ability communicated in can bring someone achieve his dream. One way to improve skill by means of public speaking. This especially for children and students. Awareness of the importance of public speaking is only seen at school or certain campus and still few in effect. Lecturers often complain the student ability to do excitement presentation, while in the world of work today almost the required public ability speaking high. And greater need for ability this public speaking has made many universities which has Department of Communication incorporate public speaking into the curriculum. The goal is that when the students are graduate to be a bachelor and communicative, they will be able to convey the idea with good speaking skill. From description above, the author concludes that public speaking is important for everyone because the public speaking skill can develop self-confidence in speaking. Thus, the author decided to research with title Student Ability in Public Speaking at SMK 3 Padang. Next is identification of the problem. There are many problems can identify related to student English in student ability in public speaking. There are students have low grammar, and students do not practice English, students have low vocabulary skill, students have low spelling skill, students have low in wording, and students have low self-confidence to speak English. And limitation of the problem is based on the identification of the problem. There are unlimited number of the problem. Therefore, the research would like to limit only in the ability in public speaking. And formulation of the problem based on the background of the problem above. Formulation of the problem is how the student ability in public speaking at SMK 3 Padang. And next, objective of the study. The objective is study to analyze the student ability in public speaking. And the significance of the study, the result the study expect to be useful for some people below. First is teacher. The teacher English will have information about public speaking can improve student speaking ability as strategy to be used in the classroom. And the second is student. After the student were taught speaking, they have motivation in speaking activity, especially by using public speaking as strategy to improve their speaking ability. And the last is other researcher. By conducting the study, it will support and motivate other researchers who need to do research and also to give a positive effect on quality on the research, improving student speaking ability through public speaking. And next is hypothesis. A hypothesis can be interpreted a temporary answer a research problem until it proven to collect data. Aha! Public speaking improve high school students' speaking skill in public, and public speaking do not improve high school student speaking ability in public speaking. Okay, next I will explain about theoretical foundation. The first is ability. Ability is the skill or competence. Skill is ability to do something well. Skill implies to the frequencies of the having and accessing certain knowledge, process, or behavior lending to specific performance. The next is speaking. Speaking is the skill that makes human being different from and superior to the species of living being. The next is the function of the speaking. Function of the speaking, the first is speaking as interaction. For example, to do in he talk or him talk in the social setting. And the next is speaking as transaction. Speaking as transaction is to giving and reserving information from the others, like shopping and classroom, the group, and others. And the next is speaking as performance. Speaking as performance is like ability in public speaking. And the next is aspect in speaking. The first is fluency. It is refined one ability speaking smoothly and clearly. Fluency is the method way someone speaks English without any trouble than thinking the word and covering the idea. The next is comprehension. Comprehension is the student competence to comprehend all the speaker say of them. And the next is grammar. Grammar is the way to organize the word into the correct sentence. It is important that if speaker can master grammar to organize the word, so the speaker also easily to speak English well. And the next is vocabulary. Vocabulary is the basic language. It's every language skill. It is very important because we can say nothing without vocabulary in our mind. Vocabulary is about choice and word. Vocabulary is about choice of word, which is used appropriately based on context speaking. And the next is pronunciation. Based on the definition, pronunciation is the important component of language. Therefore, it is necessary if the student have good pronunciation, because if they good pronunciation, so their real speaking will be understandable. And next is public speaking. Public speaking is the ability, practice, or process of making speech in front of many people. And the next is function of public speaking. The first is there to appear in public. Emotional intelligence account for 18% of the life success. Oral communication is also included in soft skill, which is contribute in person success. And then the last is supporting leadership skill. And the next is a related study. The first is conducted research about fear public speaking perception of college students and correlate. They took 18% from the college report of the public speaking. As many the students would their undergrad program included class to improve public speaking. The next is Public speaking sebagian dari komunikasi efektif kegiatan PKM di SMA Kristoforus II Jakarta Barat. In general, the NCC participant consider from class the combination of the social science and science major in the very high. Participants are very proactive in coming forward, giving the certificate from the school to the speaker, taking photo with all participants. And the last is ancient level student public speaking class and remedials. This study is carried out to investigate and the ancient level the student public speaking to provide the sufficient result which prove it is a fear very common among individuals, especially among university students. Like literature was revised to show literature was reviewed to show like out a researcher. Okay, next I will explain about research method. The first is research design. The method used in this research it is quantitative descriptive. And the next is population and sample. As the first population is the study where student in SMK 3 Padang, and the sample is the class 2 in the SMK 3 Padang. The next is instrumentation. This research use a questionnaire and the next is technique of data collection. In a study, research use Likert scale. And the next is technique of data analysis. The data analysis used the research is statistical analysis. And then last is hypothesis in testing. In this study, the emphasis on the testing student ability in public speaking for high school students improving their public speaking skill. I think enough for me. Thank you for watching and I wish you enjoy with the video. Thank you.